Hello, welcome to the Independent Schools Equity and Access Virtual College Fair. I'm Jessica. I'll be your facilitator for this afternoon. I have a few housekeeping notes and then we'll get started. First and foremost, know that your cameras and microphones are off. The panelists cannot see or hear you, but you can ask questions. You can ask questions by using the Q&A button. Feel free to ask questions during any part of this presentation, and they'll make sure they're answering during this time too. There have been several sessions today, so hopefully you got a chance to sign up for some of those and see some of those presentations before now. This session is being recorded, so you can find it later at strivescan.com/Westtown. We have some fantastic schools here, so I want to get us started. So first up, we're going to have a presentation from Bates College.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Hi, everyone. My name is Joseph Pirracciani. I'm an admission counselor here at Bates, which is a liberal arts college located in Lewiston, Maine. We have about 2,000 students, of which about 27% identify as people of color, 14% as first-generation college students, and 10% as international students coming from about 84 different countries. And about 60% of our students come from outside of New England. So we still have a pretty good national geographic diversity. If I could leave you with maybe three things that that make Bates unique and that I feel like you should think about when you think about Bates. So if you have a pen and paper, this would be the great place to just take notes in. The first of which is that Bates is characterized by being an open and inclusive community. So we were founded in 1855, and in our founding, we were the first coeducational college in New England, amongst the first in the country. We have also been admitting people regardless of race, socioeconomic class, national origin, or religion from the get-go. So that has been something that's been pretty integral to us. And I would say that students who are coming to Bates are extremely interested in being part of the conversation and making sure that we at Bates become a college for the coming times consistently. So you're going to see a lot of social justice interest on campus, a lot of civic action interest on campus as well. And because of that, there's also a lot of community engaged work at Bates. So you're going to see students stepping outside of our campus and really going into our local community of Lewiston, into Maine, into New England, into the rest of the United States and the world, to be able to feel like they are creating change every step of the way, not only in their classes, but also outside as members of our Bates community. The second point that I would like to make about Bates and how Bates is pretty unique is the fact that we really allow you to pursue a lot of rigor and creativity in our scholarship and our academics. So we offer about 36 different majors, about 26 minors, and a variety of concentrations. And our students are going to be exposed to most of them by virtue of us being a liberal arts college. But what's pretty unique about Bates is the fact that every student will graduate with a major plus one. That means that everyone will have not only one major, but also one other area of expertise, allowing you to create a globalized education that will prepare you for a globalized world. And I mentioned rigor as well through research. Our students, by virtue of coming to an undergraduate only institution, will be exposed to research as early as their first year here at Bates, but everyone will also be exposed to research through our senior thesis. It is common for colleges to have a thesis as an option for students to do, but at Bates, we do require all of our students to do a thesis, which is going to be an independent graduate level work that at the end of your senior year might be able to be publishable work. So you're going to be end up with something that you can publish in papers, in journals, and documentaries, and festivals everywhere around the world, and have your name known in the professional fields. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, and the last thing that I would say that make Bates unique, is how I like to characterize our students, which is being adventurous. So students who are coming to Bates, they have this sense of adventure, not only because they're coming to the great state of Maine, which exposes you to all the great outdoors and everything that Maine has to offer, but also because you're going to find something new to do every single day. We are a virtually entirely residential community. Not 90% of our student body lives on campus, and housing is guaranteed all 4 years. We also have about 100 clubs and organizations, over 40 different athletic teams, both at a varsity and club sport level. And you're going to find stuff to do just both because you are involved in them directly, or because you have friends involved in them and you want to celebrate that. our city of Lewiston has been characterized by being a city of migration. We have, like the history of Lewiston is pretty special. We've had people come from both French Canadian heritage and also Irish American heritage. But in the last 20 years, our community has been characterized by the African diaspora, a huge migration wave coming from Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, refugees and asylum seekers settling in Lewiston. And because of that, our local city and our local area exposes you to a very metropolitan feel, even though it is only about 60,000 people. So I would say you get the best of both worlds. And kind of like my last little spiel, I want to talk about admission and financial aid. Bates, as a liberal arts college, will review your application holistically, and you'll probably hear a lot of my colleagues also mentioning that word. That basically means that we put weight into every part of your application, and every part of your application has value into our decision for your application. One thing that I'd like to note about Bates is that we have been test optional since 1984, and we will continue to be test optional till the end of time. So we have been a leader in making your application feel as accessible and as inclusive as possible as well. And as for financial aid, we offer need-based financial aid, and we demonstrate 100% of, we guarantee 100% of demonstrated need for all admitted students, that's domestic and international students alike. And something that I always like to mention in my school visits, especially this semester, is the fact that we at Bates have partnered with the Schuler Foundation in expanding our financial aid program by $100 million. And that is on top of the close to $50 million that we had already been offering at Bates. So when you come to Bates financially, it will very likely also be a fit for you. So if what I've said excites you, I would say definitely think of Bates as a place to come to, and I will be happy to answer any more of your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So next up, we have UC Berkeley.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Let's get rolling. All righty. So hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jua Howard. I am an assistant director in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions at the University of California, Berkeley. I do manage the Mid-Atlantic region. That's Virginia up, literally up through New Jersey. So I may be your point of contact, and I will leave you with my email address. But let's jump into what makes UC Berkeley such a very special place and why it may be a really wonderful fit for you. Now, we are a four-year public institution, and we are part of the University of California system as a whole, which includes 9 undergraduate campuses. You see all of us reflected here. Always encourage you to research all 9 of us. You never know which one may be a better fit, but Berkeley is the flagship campus for the system. But we all share the UC application when it's time to apply. Now, one of the best things about Berkeley is our location. We are in Northern California, about 20 minutes outside of San Francisco, 10 minutes to Oakland, 45 minutes to Silicon Valley. If for people, anybody's really into the outdoors, you're also a drive away from Napa Valley, Lake Tahoe region for a good weekend trip. So you're very centrally located near a lot of resources that you can take advantage of as being a student, not only in entertainment purposes, but internships, job opportunities, research. The Bay Area has a lot to offer you. Now, what makes Berkeley one of the best schools in the world, hands down, are the students. We have over 30,000 undergraduate students. We have over 11,000 graduate level students. Our students are representing all 50 states, US territories, and around 100 different countries. So we're a very global community, not to mention diversity on our campus is much deeper than just ethnicity. In addition, where are you coming from? Types of school, 26% of our freshman class are first generation college students, over 20 languages spoken. Not to mention we have students who are coming in their 40s and 50s. So just to say we have all kinds of students at Berkeley, which really adds to the rich culture on our campus. Now, what you can study is pretty broad. We have well over 150 different undergraduate majors and minors split between 5 colleges and 1 school. College of Letters and Science is our largest college. That's where you have about 75% of our students. That has everything from your arts and humanity majors, biological sciences, physical sciences and mathematics, your social sciences, and also interdisciplinary study majors. So you have a lot of options, but we also have our College of Chemistry, one of the few in the nation. We have our College of Engineering, which is one of the best in the US, and it's our most competitive program to be admitted to. College of Environmental Design. This is where you have like architecture, urban planning and design. College of Natural Resources, if you're thinking about something in environmental sciences, maybe health sciences. And finally, Haas School of Business, second oldest business school in the nation. Excellent reputation, one major. Guide.berkeley.edu is our online academic guide. Please explore to learn more details about all of our different programs. We also are a Research One institution. There are a lot of programs that you guys can be involved in, and you don't have to be a STEM focused major. You could be an English major and do research on our campus. Undergraduate Research Apprenticeship Program. This is where you guys get to work with faculty and staff researchers as early as your freshman year, and that is open to a broad range of majors. But for my STEM students, SEED Scholars, that stands for STEM Excellence in Equity and Diversity. It's a 4-year program, and it lets you really dive deep into research and also helps you prepare for graduate school. So just want to contrast two. We do also offer study abroad in over 100 different programs in over 40 different countries. So that's also a lot of options if you want that more global experience. Finding community at Berkeley, very easy to do. It starts with our Golden Bear Orientation Program from when you are admitted all the way into the first part of your semester, and really helps you acclimate to being a Berkeley student. You can find community and residence life through programs like our housing themed programs that are for different communities to live together. Like we have a program for African-American students. We have one for Latinx students. We have one for students who are focused on the global environment, sustainability, just to kind of show you a few different communities. So that's a way to find community. But our campus is very engaged. We have over 1,200 student groups and organizations. There is a lot to do. Greek life is represented as well, not to mention we are Division I, part of the Pac-12 Conference in athletics, at varsity teams, club sports, and intramural sports. So again, there's such a variety that you all can take advantage of. And then leadership is key to the experience at Berkeley. We are historically known to be for activism and having a voice in what's taking place in the world, but you can do that in your way. Maybe it's through our student government group. Maybe it's through Brita's Multicultural Center, which is student-led, student-run. And I love it because it's very mentorship based. But because of our commitment to service, we're still the #1 producer of students who have volunteered for the Peace Corps. We're also one of the best schools in the world for entrepreneurship. And also, Berkeley is known for upward mobility, getting beyond when you graduate. 80% of our students are graduating, going to grad school or into a job opportunity. The Berkeley brand goes quite a long way. Really quickly with admissions, just to say, we practice a holistic review process as well. So we're looking at everything in totality within the context of where you go to school. And are you maximizing what's available to you? We are test free, and that'll actually be through 2024, meaning that we do not consider the SAT or ACT at all in our process. And then our application, again, UC application, that's shared by all 9 campuses. If you apply to more than one campus, you do have to pay an application fee per campus, but you can qualify for a fee waiver by filling out the application itself. Application you can submit now. You have until November 30th for the deadline. Late March, you'll be notified of a decision. And then if you are admitted, you have until May 1st to tell us yes or no. And this is on our website, so you can easily reference this. Again, this is my contact information, but I will put this into the chat so you guys have it. Thank you all so much for your time. I hope you take a little time and explore a little bit more about UC Berkeley on our website, and and I look forward to your questions, and have a good day and be safe, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So next up, we have Nova Southeastern University.
Thank you so much, Jessica. As she said, my name is Julia Severance. I am the admissions representative for Nova Southeastern University, a private selective research institution here in sunny South Florida. I'll get to location a little bit in a second here, but I do just want to talk about some of the basics of NSU. So we originally started off as a doctoral program. We moved into the master's program and then officially opened up our doors at the undergraduate level. So although we have 20,000 students on our main campus here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, only about 6,000 of them are our undergrad students. So it can feel like a medium-sized university. However, once you step foot in that classroom, it is very small and community-like. Our average class size is 17, but I've seen our classes anywhere from 5 to 30, depending on the class that you're taking and the time that you are taking that class. One thing that I personally love about NSU is our academic and career coaches that you have for all 4 years as an undergrad. So not only are they going to be helping you pick your classes to help you graduate on time, but they're also going to be working with you with resumes or helping you find research opportunities on campus, or maybe just, connecting you with a mentor to help guide you throughout your career aspirations. Another thing that I love at NSU is our diversity. So we do have all 50 states represented, as well as over 115 different countries. Research is a big thing here at NSU. So we do have over 150 different research projects in all different areas of study. So I've seen it in education, business, law, medical, of course, and just even psychology and neuroscience. So definitely a lot to offer. And I think just because of what we bring to the South Florida area, we are highly ranked not only on US News, but also WSJ as well. So we do have 50 different undergraduate degree programs. These are our departments here that you see on the screen. I highly recommend checking out our website, since we are constantly updating our website with new minors and concentrations that we offer for our undergrad students to really help facilitate a smooth transition from undergrad to grad, since a lot of our students do tend to do that.
Hey, Julia.
Yes.
You can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen?
No.
Uh-oh. Hold on here. Let me try this one more time. What about now?
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry.
Keep going. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thank you. So I do want to talk a little bit about our oceans of opportunities. So as an undergrad student, we do require that you have 6 Excel units. There are a lot of different ways that you can get them, and most of our students that do leave our doors as an undergrad student get more than 6. You can get them through internships. We do have over 1,000 different internships every year on our campus, but we also have internships in the surrounding South Florida area that you can also utilize. Study abroad and travel study. We have opportunities for all different fields at all different times. So even anywhere from 2 weeks to a semester or year long, if you are interested in studying abroad with NSU. We also have career development workshops, not only virtually like webinars, but also in person, where we have some of our alumni come back and talk about some of their experiences coming out into the real world with their degree at NSU. And lastly, of course, research. We do have an oceanographic center that's just 30 minutes south of our main campus here in Davie, Florida, where students are actually doing coral reef restoration and even some anti-cancer therapies. So a lot to offer for sure in the marine science and medical, but even with business and education as well. So moving along, I do want to talk a little bit about campus life. We do have 16 NCAA Division II teams here on our main campus. We do also have 130 different clubs and organizations, and we do have a very high participation rate within our students because it's so easy to get involved here at NSU. But if there is something that you can't find yourself identifying with, you can always start your own club or organization with just 6 other students and an advisor to oversee your program, and you can definitely make your mark here on the main campus. We are also just recently top 100 on best college campuses in America with niche.com. And I like to think that is because of our location here in sunny South Florida. So we are about 15 minutes away from Fort Lauderdale Beach, 1 hour away from the Florida Keys, and 3 hours away from the second happiest place on the planet, NSU being the first, of course, and Disney the second. Our average temperature here in South Florida is about 77, but if you're a Floridian, you know that's a little bit cold for us. So we also do community service events, over 2,000. Most of them are beach cleanups because our students love to give any excuse to go to the beach throughout the year here. But we also do a lot more things as well, like feeding the homeless and really helping with the habitats here. So I talked a lot about NSU and what we offer. Our early action and early decision deadline did pass, but if you are a senior, there's still time for you to apply. February 1st is that deadline. In order to have an application complete with us, you do need an application, whether that's through our website or the Common App. We do need official high school transcripts, and we are test optional this year. But if you do want to send your transcripts, or your test scores, you're more than welcome to. We do require 1 letter of rec, but accept up to 3. And we also do have an optional essay for our students, since we do view them holistically. After you've completed your application, we highly recommend submitting your FAFSA. And then we also have some additional opportunities for our students that we also recommend checking out. But the National Decision Day is May 1st, so definitely have a decision by then. And if you are interested in learning more, we are doing both in-person and virtual visits, so definitely feel free to check us out digitally or in person. And also feel free to follow us on social media, since we are constantly updating with more information about our application process and deadlines. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I will also leave my contact information for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. So next up, we have Immaculata University.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ashley. I'm the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions at Immaculata University. Just a little bit about Immaculata. We are located in Malvern, Pennsylvania, and we were founded in 1920 by the Sister Servants of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. So we did just celebrate over 100 years of history. Since our founding, we were actually an all-women's school, and we were the first all-women's school in the Philadelphia area. So we became a university in 2002, and then we became co-ed in 2005. So we've definitely had a lot of growth and development over the past 100 years. We are a Catholic school, but you do not need to be Catholic to attend. We are welcome of all religions. So just some more facts about Immaculata. 93% of our 2018 graduates completed some type of internships, student teaching experience, clinical rotation, or field experience. So it's very important that our students are not only learning inside the classroom, but they're also learning outside of the classroom and gaining as many hands-on experiences as possible. So because of that, we do offer internships in all of our majors. Some are actually even required as part of the core curriculum. And it just helps our students with building up their resumes, becoming more well-rounded, and forming connections with future employers. A lot of these internships and field experiences do lead to jobs for our students after they graduate. So it's a really great opportunity for them to look at what their next step is after 4 years. Our student to faculty ratio is 10-1. So for every 10 students in the class, there's one professor, and your average class size is going to be about 15 students. Classes that are on the larger side would be no more than 30 students. So like your average high school class, you get those close personalized connections with your professors. They'll get to know you really well. They can tailor their teaching style to how you learn best, and they become a great support system for our students because they're supporting you with your academic goals inside the classroom, but also your goals outside of the classroom as well. And those two facts really lead into one of the most important, which is that 94% of our class of 2020 graduates either secured a job or were enrolled in full-time graduate school within 9 months of graduation. So all of the numerous ways that our students can get involved on campus, which you'll see in a little bit, as well as those small class sizes and those hands-on experiences really help create a well-rounded opportunity for our students and makes them extremely marketable for after college. So this is the list of all the majors that we have to offer. We are a liberal arts school, so there's definitely a lot to choose from. We have over 60 majors and minors that our students can choose to study. Students can definitely double major if that's something that they're interested in. You can tag on multiple minors if you wanted to. So some of our most popular majors are nursing, music therapy, education, exercise science, business management, and then we also have a number of new programs that we just started offering. So emergency planning management, supply chain management. We have our new 3+2 athletic training program. We also have a 3+2 nutrition dietetics program. So we're always looking to create new opportunities for our students to study. In addition, we also offer over 12 graduate opportunities at Immaculata, and we also have more than 20 graduate pathways with the partnerships that we've formed with other local universities in the area to help our students earn a master's or doctorate degree in their field of choice if that is something that they're looking for. So if you would like any more information about any of these majors, you can definitely visit our website or feel free to contact us. I'll have our contact information at the end. And I mentioned before, we are located in Malvern, Pennsylvania. So this will give you an idea just location wise where we are, as well as give you a good idea of internships our students have partaken in, as well as where they are employed now. We are in a really great area that has a lot of businesses accessible to us. So our students definitely complete those wide range of internships. And these are some ways you can get involved at Immaculata. We have over 40 clubs and organizations that students can choose to join, from Greek life to leadership opportunities to community service to study abroad. And of course, we have athletics as well. We are a Division III school. We compete in the Atlantic East Conference. So you can see we offer 22 sports teams, which are listed on your screen. And we just started offering esports as well. So our esports team were actually the conference championships last year for Rocket League. So super excited to see their success this year as well. And I mentioned earlier, we've had a ton of growth over the past 100 years, and we're continuing to have a lot of growth moving forward. So we're in the process of building our new Parsons Science Pavilion. This is a brand new education building that's going to be dedicated to all science majors and science courses. So it's going to have all new labs in it. It's also going to have a research and collaboration area. And we also bought an anatomage table so that our students can do virtual reality dissections of the human body when they take anatomy and physiology. So again, just another way to really increase the amount of hands-on learning that our students are having inside the classroom. So just to go over the admissions requirements, we also take a holistic approach when reviewing applications. Our application is free. You can either apply through the Common App or through our own personal application on our website. And then once you submit your application, I'll need your official high school transcript, at least one letter of recommendation, a personal essay on any topic of your choice. And we are test optional for all majors for fall 2022 applicants. If anyone's interested in nursing, the application requirements are slightly different in just that I need 2 letters of recommendation instead of 1, and I need a specific nursing essay on why you want to pursue a career in nursing. And we are rolling admissions. So once we receive your application, we'll get back to you within 3 to 4 weeks. And we do try to make our tuition as affordable as possible for our students. So we do offer scholarships for everyone who's accepted, ranging from $5,000 to $14,500. And if anyone has more questions about that, definitely feel free to reach out. This is our contact information. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So next up, we have Oberlin College.
Great, thank you. Let me just share my screen real quick here. We'll start this. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. For some reason, my screen is not sharing, but I'll just go ahead and just talk. Let me see here. Hello, everyone. My name is Tom Abeta. I'm from Oberlin College, and we are a small liberal arts college located in Oberlin, Ohio, which is located about 35 miles southwest of Cleveland. And so if you're thinking about, kind of where we're at, you would fly into the Cleveland airport. We're about a 30-minute drive from the Cleveland airport, and we're just 10 miles south of Lake Erie. And so we're in the town of Oberlin. The town itself has about 8,200 permanent residents. And so we're a small college in a small town. And so what does that really mean? I think that what that ultimately comes down to is that students create the culture that is there at the college. And so they're not dependent upon a large city, but students do that. And so that means that we have over 180 different student organizations active on our campus at any one time. We have our own bowling alley, our own radio station, our own dance club on campus. But even though we're a small college in Ohio, we're not necessarily an Ohio kind of a regional school. In fact, we get students from all 50 states, about 50 different foreign countries. It's only about 6% of our students come from the state of Ohio. And so when you're in that politics class and you're discussing an issue, right, I think it makes a difference that you're going to be with students that come from large metropolitan cities, small rural towns, people coming from different parts of the world. And so I guarantee you it'll make your discussion that much more enriching. At the core of what we do, right? So what's different about us, we have about 2,900 students in total at Oberlin. There's about 2,200 in the College of Arts and Sciences, and then about 600 in our Conservatory of Music. And then we have a crossover of about 200 that do both. We offer a double degree at Oberlin. And so you can get a bachelor's of music from our conservatory, as well as a bachelor's of arts from the College of Arts and Sciences. Our most common combination is a natural science with music performance, right? So you might be that student that loves physics, but also plays the piccolo. Or right? It might be biochemistry and you also play the violin or piano or something like that. And so that's one thing that's different about us than any other liberal arts college in the country, is the fact that we have this pre-professional school of music on our campus. And what's different about it too is that it's the oldest conservatory in the country. So when students are looking at Oberlin, they're also looking at places like Juilliard, New England Conservatory, Peabody, some really great music opportunities. But as a student in the college, you can also take advantage of the conservatory. In fact, you can take lessons, you can use practice rooms, you can be part of an ensemble, you can take classes on a limited basis. And so, and even if you're in the college, you can actually minor in music in the conservatory. And so a couple things that really make Oberlin kind of stand out. One of them, I always say, we're the big small school. And so we're a strictly undergraduate school with about 2,900 students. So we're large enough where you don't know everyone, but still small enough where there's great community, right? And so our average class sizes are 18 students per class. We have no graduate students, right? So professors will teach all your courses, all your labs, and then almost 2/3 of our students will work closely with faculty, many of them conducting research before they graduate. And again, about 2/3 of our students will go on to graduate school programs within 5 years after they graduate. And then nearly 1 in 5 of our graduates eventually earn their PhDs. And so if we look at the last 100 years, we're the #1 producer of PhD candidates in the country compared to any other liberal arts college, right? And so we were founded way back in 1833, but in 1835, we were the first school to admit African Americans. And then in 1837, we were the first co-ed institution in the country. So from our very beginning, we were a place that we were kind of pushing the social boundaries and making sure that regardless of sex or of racial backgrounds, that students can come and earn a degree at Oberlin College. And so what's different about us is that we're on a 4-1-4 academic calendar, where you have 4 months in the fall, 4 months in the spring, but in between the two, for the month of January, something called our winter term. And during winter term, that's where students get to do out of the box, kind of out of the classroom types of experiences. They can do short-term study away programs. They can do research with a faculty member. They can do a shadow program. And so, I've known students that have done shark research in the Gulf of Mexico, students that have traveled with physics professors down to Antarctica to spend the entire month at the South Pole studying the atmosphere, to students being a part of one of our performances. We produce annually, right? We produce 2 major operas a year, but one of them is produced during winter term. If you're a thespian and you love theater, right, you can audition for it, get cast in, rehearse intensely for the month of January, and then you can put on your performance in February when the rest of campus returns. And so this idea of the big small school, right, we have 4 separate libraries on our campus, one fully dedicated to art, one to music, one to science in our main library. We have some really great facilities overall. We're on a 440-acre campus. And so I know a lot of people say that when they come and visit Oberlin, you're a lot bigger than I thought you would be. So we're the big small school. There's this idea of the fusion of the arts and academics at Oberlin like no other place in the entire country. We are serious academic, rigorous programs, but you have access to a world-class music conservatory. Our art museum is considered one of the top art museums in the country compared to all other colleges and universities. Only Harvard and Yale have larger collections. And at Oberlin, a student can rent a piece of artwork from our art museum and they can hang it in their dorm room for the entire semester for a fee of $5. And I know a tour guide in our office that has an original Picasso in their room. Insurance company will cover us because of the great liability, but we've done it for over 80 years. And over the last 60 years, we haven't had a single piece of art missing, stolen, or damaged. And so we are test optional. There's no application fee. And we pledge to meet 100% of demonstrated need. Plus, we also give merit scholarships. And for this next year, anyone that's admitted, you're guaranteed to get at least a $10,000 scholarship. And you can also get more depending on your academic performance. And so with that, I'm going to put my email in the chat room. And I hope you seriously consider Oberlin College and Conservatory.
All right, thank you. So next up, we have University of Chicago.
All right, hello everyone. Very good to be here today. My name is Tim. I'm an admissions counselor from the University of Chicago, where to me, it really seems like something incredible is happening all the time. So if we maybe go back to the 1940s with the Manhattan Project, we were home to the first controlled self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction. That was something scientists actually did under the bleachers of our former football stadium. So we've got a library there now, but way back in the day, they were playing football there and messing around with physics and atomic particles underneath those bleachers, where there was lots of concrete to protect from any accidents they may have had, but they were successful there. The same football field where Jay Berwanger won the first Heisman Trophy. So we have a rich history of football at the University of Chicago that people don't always know about, because we are not the Division I powerhouse we once were. We have Division III football now. And if you know anything about the U of Chicago, there's a lot more than football going on our campus. So we've had researchers and faculty do all kinds of incredible things, like discover new species of dinosaurs, figure out the mathematical models that help us understand black holes, and prove the link between cancer and genetics, among a whole lot more. If any of that sounds interesting, exciting to you, I encourage you to look more into the University of Chicago and what we have to offer. So we are a liberal arts college that is housed within a larger research university. So we've kind of seen both sides of that so far in our other presenters here. So we have that small liberal arts college feel on the undergraduate side. We've got about 7,000 students. We have a core curriculum where you're taking classes in 8 different core subjects. Around that, we have a whole bunch of graduate students and professional schools and research opportunities that may not exist at other colleges and universities, or other colleges that just have that liberal arts side. So we do have that kind of sweet spot of getting both. And with that, I mentioned the core curriculum. That is something that's really important to what our undergraduate institution does. So kind of breaking that down, we have 8 different subjects there. All students are required to take those, but there are a lot of options within each of those subjects. So it's not as though our students are taking the exact same curriculum for about a third of their coursework. It's actually pretty varied. It's very rare for TU Chicago students to have the same core experience taking classes in math, sciences, humanities, social sciences, foreign language, and more. Now, aside from the core curriculum, of course, you want to major in something. We offer about 50 of those. We have 50 minors as well. Our most popular majors are in economics and biology. Math, physics, political science are pretty big programs as well. We're proud of our Pritzker Institute of Molecular Engineering. That is a fairly new facility and department for us that is on the cutting edge of molecular engineering. That is our only engineering program, which is something to note, but it is an interesting one and fairly unique. So if engineering is something you might be interested in, I encourage you to check that out. Now, the rest of your curriculum that's not in your major and not from your core, that's going to be things that are your electives, and that's really anything else you want to study. So I want to make it clear that the University of Chicago is a place where you can study whatever it is that you're interested in doing, and you don't get put into a department and put your nose down to math. If you're just a math major, you can pursue a second major in medieval studies or religious studies or something completely different. You've got that ability and flexibility in your schedule to go after all of your interests, and that's something that we like to highlight. So that's the classroom side of things. Of course, outside of that, there's a lot more going on besides just the schoolwork at our university. So we have all kinds of research opportunities. About 80% of our students engage in research in their 4 years. As far as internships, almost all of our students will have a Metcalf internship at some point in their 4 years. That's our internship program just for you Chicago students. There are about 4,000 of these internships last year. They're always paid and they're always substantive. So you're doing the actual work of the organization you are with. We've got a whole bunch of study abroad programs. And then our housing system is also something that is really important to our campus. We're a very residential campus, and all of our students are divided into what are called residential houses, which is kind of groups of students that live in close proximity together, maybe on the same hallway, share a table and dining halls, kind of like the houses in Harry Potter, if you're familiar with that. Less based on putting the smart kids in one and the evil kids in another, but still kind of that same idea of forming a community in our dorms that way. There's a lot more going on campus in terms of student organizations and athletics. And then, of course, we're in the great city of Chicago. There's so much to see and do there. If any of that sounds interesting, exciting, I encourage you to look more into the University of Chicago and explore our website. We also have virtual events going pretty frequently, and we've been open for tours, information sessions all year long, and we will be moving forward here. So our next application deadline is coming up in January, and I encourage you to check us out and see what's going on in Chicago. So I'm at 5 minutes on my clock. So thank you, Jessica.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So if everyone wants to come back to the screen, I have some questions to ask you, just to impart some wisdom, some additional wisdom to our group. So the first question I want to ask you is, what advice would you give to someone going through the college search process? And we're going to answer the question in the same order that we presented.
And I think that means that I go first, right? So as opposed to giving you specific technical advice, specifically since maybe a lot of you are already deep into the process of have already written essays and have already taken tests and all that, I would say that my personal, what I would have loved to hear from like a counselor as a high school student is the fact that you're worth it, and that anywhere that you go, anywhere that you end up going, you are going to have the most amazing time of your life. And I think it's the rhetoric is sometimes that you are lucky to be admitted to a college, and I think we should change that to the fact that we are lucky to have you. So that to me is kind of like the most important thing out there.
I kind of add to kind of bridge from what Joe just said. I think one of the most important things that I always try to stress to students is to be as authentic as possible during this process. But to have that sense of authenticity, which is often difficult, especially as young people, you have to take some time. You have to disconnect, and you have to think and just be by yourself. Cut out the conversation with parents, best friends, everybody, and really think about what is important to you as an individual. What do you want to study? What kind of environment do you want when you go to college? What do you want to get out of your experience? And that's very personal. But a lot of times, again, you have to cut out a lot of the things around you and the noise around you to be able to have those honest conversations with yourself. And I think if you can have a few of those, I think you'll really navigate this in a much better way, and in a very clear way, and also very intentional about what you do, because you'll be very clear about what you want. So be authentic, be good to yourself, have those moments of reflection to figure this thing out.
Yeah, I think definitely adding on to, just being authentic is also just, knowing what you're signing yourself up for, right? When you're going into an institution, what are the resources that are going to be available to you? You should know that before you step foot on campus. Understanding what you're going to get, I think it really plays a huge role in, students in deciding where they're going to be for the next 4 years. So definitely just have a clear picture and do your research. And I think that also, ties into NSU is doing your research and being there and understanding.
Yeah, kind of along the lines of what everyone else has been saying, I think it's so important to just find your right fit. When you're visiting campuses, it's okay to take some time to talk to the students who are actually there, ask them about their experience, ask them about what they were looking for when they were going in your shoes and looking for colleges. What are they involved in? What's something that they're now able to do that they never thought they would be able to do? So really finding that place that feels like home and that you'll be able to grow with, because you'll find that when you do go to college, you're going to learn so much about yourself. You're going to grow so much. You'll be a completely different person by the time you graduate from the time you started. So just being able to find that place to really help you flourish and reach all those goals is just so important.
So I'd say that, I think a lot of times the attitude that some students and families could have going into the process is that there's only one perfect school. I just want to dispel that, right? There are many, many great opportunities out there. And I really do trust in the process, that I believe that students end up at the right place. And so I think that you'll get what you put into it. And so make sure that wherever you go, if you apply to 10 schools and you only get into 6, don't pine after the 4 you didn't get into. Really kind of embrace where you need to be, and and also obviously talk to your counselor, to your family members, to the people that know you. Because a lot of times it's a family, it could be a community decision to kind of help you to where you're going to be and where you're going to go. And so just rely on those people also that know you well and that want to support you.
It is me now, right? Yeah, okay. I think the end of that gets to what I was wanting to get at, is that your counselors are great resources for you at your school, and they've been through this so many times with students, and they know your school really well, and they are great resources. Use your counselors to find colleges to help you when you're applying to things, and all through the process, they are there for you to help. That's their job, and they want to help you and see you succeed. So work with your counselors. They're really great.
Well, thank you. So students and families, I hope you were taking notes from these great institutions, giving you all kinds of wisdom, all kinds of information about their schools. We're just about out of time. So I want to say thank you to our panelists for coming today, and also thank you to you for logging in on a Saturday. So thanks for being here and logging in. So when we end this, there's going to be a quick 5-question survey. We want to get your feedback. So please fill that out. Let us know how this experience was for you. Also keep in mind that this session has been recorded, as well as other sessions that you may not have been able to get to. So if you go back to strivescan.com/Weston, you can find more information about getting those recordings and watching some of these over again to just make sure you got information that you needed. All right. So have a good day, everybody. Bye.
Everybody, thank you, Jessica.
Thank
All
you.
right.